Have you ever looked into the mirror and wondered, who is that person staring back at you? How long has that feeling been there? That sense that you're living a life that isn't truly yours, or worse, that you've become a version of yourself you no longer even recognize. I have. I once ran. I ran into a journey. Maybe I was searching for something, or maybe I was just trying to escape. Escaping expectations, escaping pressure, escaping the shell I had worn for far, far too long. I convinced myself that if I just went far enough, deep enough into that metaphorical forest, I would find another self, a better, stronger version of me. That forest wasn't a physical place. For you, it might be a toxic relationship. It could be a soul-crushing job. Or maybe it was just the stormy, confusing years of youth, where every single decision feels like a massive gamble with your future. I called it my tiger forest because it was filled with danger, with fears waiting around every corner, ready to devour you whole. I remember the early days. The shock was overwhelming. It was a completely different world. There were no familiar rules, no familiar faces. It was just me and my survival instinct kicking into overdrive. I learned to listen to the wind, to the silence. I learned to recognize the scent of danger before it appeared. I had to become tougher, harder, just to make it through the day. There were so many nights when I just curled up alone, my own fear circling me like a ghost. I felt so small, so vulnerable, but somehow I survived. Little by little, I made it through. And then, the change began. It wasn't a sudden explosion. It was slow. It seeped into me. Day by day, hour by hour, I became harder, rougher. The soft emotions I used to have, the naive thoughts, they were slowly worn away, like stones smoothed over by a relentless river. They were replaced by pragmatism, by a thicker armor that protected me from everything. I stopped trusting people easily. I couldn't cry easily anymore. I became colder, more decisive. I became, like a tiger, strong, independent, and deeply, profoundly lonely. I thought this was what I needed. I thought this was strength. This was freedom. I had conquered the tiger forest. I had become the version of myself I once craved, a survivor, a warrior. I had won. And then, one day, I decided to return. The decision felt sudden, but maybe it was a quiet pull from deep within me, from the part of me that was still human, the part that hadn't turned to stone. I truly believed I was strong enough to face my old world again. I thought I could live a normal life, but just with a tougher soul. I was wrong. The journey back was harder than I ever could have imagined. Everything was still there, the old streets, the familiar cafe on the corner, the faces I had known my whole life. They looked at me, and in their eyes, I could see they still saw the old me, the shy one, the dreamer, the one who always sought safety and comfort. They welcomed me back with open arms. But in their eyes, I saw unfamiliarity, or maybe I was just seeing my own reflection. The tiger inside me never disappeared. It just hid deep within my soul. Every time I tried to blend in, every time I tried to become my old self again, it would growl. It would tell me that this world was too fragile, too small. It reminded me of those nights in the forest. It reminded me of life or death decisions. It made me feel like an alien, even when I was standing in a crowd of people I loved. I realized I no longer knew how to smile innocently. I didn't know how to share the small, simple joys of everyday life. My stories, my experiences, they were just too different. I tried to tell them. I tried to explain what I had been through, and I realized that no one could truly understand, or maybe they did, and they were afraid. Afraid of the tiger they saw in me. I tried so hard. I tried to shed the armor I had built. I tried to tame the wild instincts that had kept me alive for so long. I wanted to return to who I was before the forest. I wanted that carefree, untouched version of me back. But how could I? How can you go back when every cell in your body, every thought in your mind, every scar on your soul has been carved by what you endured? I fought. I survived. And the price, was a part of myself. Sometimes, I look in the mirror now. The person staring back is me. And yet, not me. These eyes have seen too much. This smile hides too much. The tiger. It has become inseparable from who I am. Can I ever truly return? Or am I just trapped in an invisible cage, a wild creature pretending to be a house cat? The brutal truth, I think, is this. You can't go back. You can only move forward. You have to move forward with everything you've lived through. Every scar, every change. You have to learn to live with this new version of yourself, a version that was once a tiger, now learning how to walk on paved roads. It hurts. It's lonely. It feels like you're rebuilding your entire worldview from ruins. And most of the time, you feel like you have to do it completely alone. But, is this the end? Or is it a new beginning? The beginning of an even harder journey, the journey of accepting yourself. Accepting the tiger that forged you into who you are, and accepting the human who still longs for connection, for peace. I don't have all the answers. I'm still searching. I'm still learning how to live with the contradictions inside of me, so that one day, when I look into the mirror again, I won't have to ask who that person is. I'll just look, and I'll say, ah, it's me, changed, grown, and finally learning how to love all of myself. It can't be just me who feels this way. Right. Sometimes, finding yourself after the storm is the hardest journey of all. If you've ever felt lost, if you've ever changed so much that you no longer recognized yourself, let me know in the comments. I'm not alone, am I? Thanks for listening. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more stories. You're not alone.